Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we'll start another device, or rather, we just quickly brush up a new device. It's called IGBT. So, what is the full form of IGBT?
Insulated gate bipolar junction.
Insulated gate bipolar junction transistor. Okay, so that means IGBT uh, combines both the features, advantages and disadvantages of bipolar junction transistor and a MOSFET. So that is the advantage of IGBT, and IGBT is very popular device for power application nowadays. Okay, so let me draw the structure. Structure is almost similar to that of the MOSFET. So it's a vertical structure which I will draw here. So here you have what is this terminals? What is this terminals? Anybody?
Source.
Okay. And source to the source, the current uh, enters or exits to the source. Hmm?
Exist.
Okay. Now, if we compare these two and BJT or BJT, so what we can say? Suppose if we have a BJT and if the current exists from a terminal, what I what we call this terminal?
Emitter.
So that means these are the emitters. Okay, which is also can be a source if we look it as a MOSFET. Okay, and here it is the gate, which is also equivalent to the base of a transistor, and here you have n layer like this. So these are two n layers. Here you have the p layers. Okay, and we know that generally we have only n layer, the rest of the regions, but here we have two layers. So this is the combined n minus n plus layer, and this is another layer which is the addition for this IGBT. So that is the p plus layer. So that means we are creating one junction. As you know, there is no junction in BJT, sorry, MOSFET. But in a BJT, you have a junction. So here also, we are creating a junction between this N plus and P plus layer. And this terminal is called the, it's not cathode, it's the collector terminal. And similar way we can bias this, just the way we bias a simple MOSFET or NPN transistor. So, so this is the load resistance, and this is how we create the bias. So this voltage we should call CE, and this is the load resistance. Okay, and the symbol is similar to the BJT only, because ultimately it is a bipolar junction transistor, but its gate is isolated. So the gate is isolated. This is the collector terminal, and this is the emitter terminal. Okay, so this is the symbol of IGBT. Here, and sometime we place a very important thing, that's to short a small portion of these two layers. So that I will explain. Now, if we try to draw the equivalent circuit of this MOSFET, or rather MOSFET, a combination of MOSFET and BGT, how it will look like. So, how can we visualize this vertical structure with our conventional knowledge of MOSFET and bipolar junction transistor? So, as we can see, it's a simple MOSFET. So, we can draw a MOSFET like this. So, here we have the gate, and it's an N channel. So, it's like this. Now, with this, you can visualize a PNP transistor and an NPN transistor. Now, from this terminal, that means which terminal is it? What we can think of from this terminal, what type of transistor is connected? BJT is connected from this. Okay, so if you
PNP.
what, which PNP? This terminal is basically the drain, isn't it? Drain or source?
drains,
Now, drain means which substrate for this particular device? Drain mean which substrate?
P P plus
P
in
plus,
lower portion.
isn't it? So that means what we can write. So that is a drain, isn't it? Here it is a collector. Okay. So what type of transistor we can think of here? Another transistor we have here.
PNP,
Can you visualize these two? You just look at carefully. Whether we are getting these two. You just try to visualize this. So here it is a collector, or we can say it's a drain. Okay, so that is a P substrate. This is the N substrate. This is the P substrate. And as it is N, so this is N. So this is also P, and this is N. Okay, is it clear? So that means if we want to mark it, so you can see like this. So this is the N layer. So this is basically these two N. So we have another N. So if we want to mark this N like this, so this is that N. So that is that portion. And if you want to mark this P, so this is the P, and which is that P here? So this is the P. Another P we have this one. Can you now visualize this? So different N substrate and different P substrate. Okay. Now, if this you can visualize clearly, then we can explain its operating principle. Now, what will happen if we apply? Okay, suppose for this device, suppose the already we have biased drain to source or collected to emitter. Now, if we apply a positive voltage in the gate, if we apply some positive voltage in the gate, then what will happen? Can anybody tell me? Hmm? If we apply a positive voltage here, so how many we have here? 29. Can anybody tell me that if I apply this positive voltage, what will be the change in this configuration? How the current will flow? Which transistor will be turned on immediately, and then it will turn on which transistor? I have to ask.
Sir, the drain will open, the MOSFET will turn on.
Okay, let me ask somebody else. Shourav Varman, Hmm. If I apply gate to emitter voltage, emitter to gate voltage, so which transistor will turn on immediately? Saurabh Burman? So I'm not getting you. Somebody else? Ankush? Ankush Ghosh?
স্যার মসফেটটা অন হবে কিন্তু
Okay.
তার
If the MOSFET is turned on, then it will turn which transistor?
হ্যাঁ স্যার
So that is my question.
স্যার
I
পিএনপি
understand.
ট্রানজিস্টারটা অন হবে।
মানে ড্রেন আর এমিটারটা শর্টেড হয়ে যাবে, মানে ড্রেন আর এমিটারের মধ্যে কোনো এফেক্টিভ পোটেনশিয়াল ডিফারেন্স থাকবে না বলতে গেলে, যদি অন হয়ে যায় মসফেটটা।
Potential difference থাকবে না। হ্যাঁ, তাতে কি হবে?
হ্যাঁ মসফেটটা যদি আমরা
অন হওয়া মানে তো potential difference টা important না, current flow টা important বেশি। Which current will flow?
হ্যাঁ মানে
So drain current will try to flow. So that drain is connected with the base of the which transistor? So drain of the MOSFET is connected to directly
পিএনপি
to base of the PNP transistor, and base basically the controlling part of the BJT, isn't it? So that means if the base current flows,
ইয়েস স্যার
the PNP transistor will turn on. It's very simple. So first we are giving some positive voltage with respect to emitter at the gate terminal, so that turns on the our MOSFET or MOSFET part of this whole structure. Then the power this drain current will act as a base current of the PNP transistor, and the PNP transistor will turn on, isn't it? Now,
ইয়েস
if
স্যার
the PNP transistor is turned on, then a different question comes. The current can flow, so current will flow because you have already biased the collector to emitter, isn't it? So the current will try to flow, isn't it? Now the question is, there are two paths. One is this, another is this, isn't it? So there are two paths through which the collector current may flow. Is that clear? So the current can flow directly to this emitter, or current can flow through this emitter, through this base of this NPN transistor. Correct? Is that clear? So these two paths are clear.
ইয়েস স্যার
Okay, so if current flows through the base of the NPN transistor, then what will happen? Then NPN transistor will turn on. Again, I am telling
Yes,
that
sir.
the base current is basically the controlling part of the BJT. So if base current flows for this NPN transistor, then the NPN transistor will turn on. Now forget about the other path. If this base current flows and if the NPN transistor is turned on, and already you have the PNP transistor is turned on, has already been turned on, then what will happen? Then what will
Sir,
happen?
can you repeat the question once more?
I am asking that here we have two paths of the collector current of PNP transistor. Now, if one path, that is through the base of the NPN transistor, if through that path the base current flows, then this NPN transistor will turn on. Now, you have turned on the NPN transistor, and the PNP transistor has already been turned on. So, if both the transistor is turned on and they are connected in this way that I have shown in this whiteboard, so what will happen?
স্যার ওই এনপিএন দিয়ে কারেন্টটা মানে শর্ট হয়ে যাবে, আর ওই পিএনপি তে তাহলে বেসে কারেন্টটা
Can you
এটা কি হতে পারে?
are you getting some similarity with this? with other devices?
Yes, sir, in SCR.
Correct. It's just like
In SCR we
ACR,
had seen
silicon control rectifier. You see this structure. This structure is very similar to the ACR, isn't it? And what happens if ACR is operates like this? If two transistors are turned on in ACR, what happens? There is a phenomena called regeneration, isn't it? So there is a phenomena called regeneration that I already explained. Why I was explaining the principle of working principle of silicon control rectifier. Okay, so that means it will create a regeneration. Okay, so that means this is not desirable. You don't want the operation as thyristor. You want this operation as a new device where your gate will be insulated and it will act like a, at the running condition, it will act like a BJT. The starting phenomena will be like MOSFET, and at the running, it will run like a BJT. So that the on-state loss will be less. Because you know, for BJT, on-state losses are less because it is not like a ohmic resistance for MOSFET. Okay, so that is my objective. My objective is to turn on the device or switching the device like a MOSFET, and in the running condition, we can operate the device as bipolar junction transistor. That is my objective. But this is not the objective, to run the device as a SCR. Okay, so what we can do is it. Any suggestion? Okay, now it's very simple. So if I bypass this current, okay, so if I can bypass this current through this register that I have drawn here, then the sufficient base current will not flow for this NPN transistor, isn't it? So how it can be done? Are you getting my point? বুঝতে পারছো আমি কি বলছি?
Yes, sir.
তাহলে সেটা কিভাবে করা যেতে পারে? How we can make this?
স্যার একটা ডায়োড লাগানো যেতে পারে ওই বেসটায়, এনপিএন ট্রানজিস্টরের বেসটায় যদি একটা ডায়োড লাগিয়ে দিই।
ডিভাইসের মধ্যে তুমি কি করে ডায়োড লাগাবে? ডিভাইস has its own substrate.
রেজিস্ট্যান্সটা খুব স্মল রাখলেই তো হয়।
So therefore we have this part. We have this part, which will short these two. Clear? So that means okay, so not that. So that is a different between which two layer we have to create this resistance. You just find out. Which two devices we have to create this particular resistance which is given here. So this resistance we have to create between which two substrate substrates. If we find out that, then by design we can make that resistance very small. First we have to find out that this resistance which we have drawn between this P and N layer, between which two substrate we have to make this.
স্যার স্মল রেজিস্ট্যান্সটা স্মল হবে মানে ওই এনপিএন ট্রানজিস্টরটা রেসপেক্টে স্মল, তাই তো?
হুম, মানে একটা লো রেজিস্ট্যান্স পাথ প্রোভাইড করতে হবে যাতে ওটা ওই পিএন এর মধ্যে দিয়ে না যায়, বেস কারেন্ট মানে ও এনপিএন এর যে বেস এমিটার জাংশন সেটার মধ্যে দিয়ে ফ্লো না করে ডাইরেক্টলি এই পিএন এর মধ্যে দিয়ে ফ্লো করে।
স্যার এনপিএন ট্রানজিস্টরটা যদি বেস আর এমিটারটাকে আমরা শর্ট করে দিতে পারি তাহলে তো ওটা ডায়োডের মতো অ্যাক্ট করবে। তাহলে
বলো
ওই দুটো জাংশনের মাঝে যদি এই লো রেজিস্ট্যান্স পাথটা ক্রিয়েট করা হয়,
কোনটার মধ্যে?
ওই এনপিএন ট্রানজিস্টরটার বেস আর এমিটারটার কথা বলছি, ওই দুটোর মাঝে যদি আমরা মানে
মানে এখানে আমার
শর্ট সার্কিট টাইপের
ডিভাইসে
করে
কোন
দিতে পারি।
জায়গাটা চেঞ্জ করব?
এন প্লাস আর পি প্লাস এর মধ্যে।
At the top? Is it
Yes,
at the
sir.
top?
Yes,
Which? At
sir.
the bottom or at the top?
Tops.
So at the top we have to make this, isn't it? Okay, so that means between these two, when you are designing this, so between these two, you have a resistance R. So this resistance by design, we have to make very low. Clear? Is this clear? Am I audible?
Yes.
Just a minute. Power cut here. Okay. So I think it's clear the working principle. That means if we by design, if we make this resistance low, then this n-pin transistor we can bypass. So that is our objective or modified objective we can say. So that means we have to bypass this NPN transistor, and then in brief we can say for starting we can use this MOSFET. For starting we can use this MOSFET, and for running, so this is for starting, and for running condition we can use this BJT. Clear? Then we can exploit both the advantages of MOSFET and BJT. So that is the objective, main objective of IGBT. Now here I will skip two things, and I think I will send this by notes. That is the important characteristics of BJT and the important important sheet, the important parameters which is available in the data sheet. Okay, so that I discussed for all these devices. So I will not write it here. So I will send you those things by notes. So next, what I told you already, I committed you that today I will start our converter systems. Have you started any converter? Hmm?
Sir,
In
the
other
rectifier part is going on. MR sir is taking the classes.
MR sir is taking the classes. Who?
Yes, sir.
For you, MR sir is taking classes or taking?
No, sir. MR sir is taking classes.
So how many classes he has taken?
I think 2 classes he has taken.
So that means
Two, sir.
he has started this week or last week?
This week.
This week only. Okay. Okay, so that means you have a little bit introduction on the converter systems as already rectifier has started in other part of this subject. So converter systems in power electronics, there are 4 combination because as I already told at the beginning, our main objective is to make different types of supply, and we have 2 options, AC and DC. Okay, now the device which converts AC to DC, you already know, this is called the rectifier, which you are already studying in the other part, isn't it? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now another device which converts DC to AC, that is called what?
Inverter.
So inverter. Now we have a device which converts DC to DC. Now you will ask me that why this conversion is required? Because it's already DC. What is the objective of converting in another DC? So this is called the
Sir,
DC.
like transformer.
That means what you want to say? Like transformer means?
Variable DC voltage. We get variable DC voltage.
Hmm? Okay, so that
So
means
step up or step down, like
okay, so that means it converts from a fixed to a variable DC. Okay, so this is called the chopper. Okay, similarly we have AC to AC. Now here for this AC we can change the frequency as well, unlike the transformer. And what is this device called?
cycloconverter.
Cycloconverter. Correct. Cycloconverter. So that means we can change both the voltage and frequency by cycloconverter. Clear? Okay. Now, first we'll start DC-DC converter. Just a minute, I have a power cut here, so I'm not getting any light. Just a minute. Okay. So we'll start DC-DC converter today. Okay. Can you see this board?
Yes, sir.
It has hanged. Okay.
Sir, we can see DC-DC converter written.
Okay. Now suppose I have a fixed DC voltage VD and you want to control this to a load. So how we can control this? Very simple. Technology is by using a series resistance, isn't it? So if we vary this, then the current through this load will vary and you will get a variable output. It's very simple, isn't it? So suppose the input voltage is VD. So the output voltage, if you want to have a regulated DC voltage or variable DC voltage, so how we can manage it? So this is VD minus IR. It's very simple, isn't it? Okay,
Yes, sir.
isn't it fulfill your objective? Because what you want a fixed DC to variable DC. So it is giving that only, isn't it? So how we can? Uh, okay, so before that, what is the problem in this? So this is called the linear regulator that you can see in your this old type of fan regulator, and in many devices you will have this type of linear regulator nowadays also. The linear regulator, it controls the voltage linearly. So what is the problem in it? This works fine.
Sir, power
The I
loss.
square loss.
Correct. So that means the
So we could not increase the voltage, DC
okay,
voltage.
that is another issue. But main, if you don't want to increase DC, then the main disadvantage is the power loss. Okay, which is I square R. So how we can minimize the I square R loss? Okay. So what is your suggestion? How we can minimize the I square R loss? So you have two options. Either you can reduce the current or you have to reduce the resistance. Isn't it? So you have two options to reduce the current and reduce the resistance. Suppose, do you have any suggestion? Then I can discuss with that. So instead of this resistance, what we can use so that we can reduce the power loss? Instead of this resistance, if we use a switch, which is not a linear at all, but still whether it can fulfill our objective. So that means we can get reduced or variable voltage as well as we can reduce the power loss. So these two are the objectives, isn't it? The main objective is to
Yes, sir.
get the variable voltage. At the same time, the power loss will not should be high because that is a very objective of the power electronic converter is that the power loss of the converter should be less. So if we use a resistive regulator or linear regulator, then the regulator power loss itself will be quite high. So that is our another objective, to reduce the converter power loss. So how this switch fulfills the second objective? You see, when the switch is off, when the switch is off, what we get? What is the current value? What is the resistance?
0.
Resistance is infinity and current is 0. So as the current is 0, power loss is 0. Okay. Now if the switch is on, what is the value of resistance?
Some
Almost 0.
Resistance is 0 because if it is an ideal switch, then I will get the resistance 0. Then also the power loss will be 0, ideally. So both way we can manage the power loss
Yes.
0. Okay, so that means by using, okay, so let us see that by using the switch whether we can get the variable voltage or not. But this is this has been ensured that if we use a switch as a converter, then at least will not create, ideally we will not create any power loss in the converter itself. Is this point clear? মানে এটা থেকে আমি ভেরিয়েবল ভোল্টেজ পাবো কি পাবো না সেটা পরে আসছি, কিন্তু সুইচ ইউজ করলে instead of linear regulator, if we use switch, will not cater a very significant power loss. That has been ensured, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore switch is a very important device for power electronic converters. So therefore all we have studied in the introduction part, those you considered as a very boring part of this subject, but all these devices you have to study thoroughly when you will go for the details of these circuits, because those devices are very important aspect, important parts of all these converter circuits. Okay, now before going into the DC-DC converter, or it is called the chopper, we should say there are three types of chopper. Okay, number one is called the step down. Step down chopper. Number two, step up chopper. And number three, which gives us both the step down and step up value. Okay, so that means another name of this is buck chopper. This has the another name of boost chopper, and it has another name of buck boost chopper. Clear? So one by one we'll discuss in this class. First we'll discuss the step down chopper. Step down chopper. Suppose we have a switch, okay, and we have a resistance. So this is the switch যেটা আমি বলছিলাম তো আগে, and we have suppose this is the input voltage VD, and we want the output voltage across a resistor R. Okay, now if we switch on, then what will be the voltage? If the switch is on, what is the value of V0? And if the
I into R.
switch is off, so that directly we can write equals to Vd, isn't it? And if the switch is off, what we can write? What is the value of V0?
0.
0. It's very simple. So that means if we can make the switch periodically switch on and off, it's quite simple. You just see, if we make this switch on for some time and off for some time, and if we can make it periodically, so suppose this is your V0 and this value is Vd, because in on state, so this is the on state, this is the off state, on state, off state, on state. So this is how we are periodically switching this on and off. So that means the on state has a time of t on and the off state has the time of t off, and the time period after which I am repeating this sequence is the t time period. Okay, so that means t on is the on time, t off is the off time, and t is the time period. Okay, now, so that means by switch, what we are getting a pulsating DC like this. Okay, but what do you mean by DC? DC value is basically the average value of any waveform. Okay, is that clear? So what do you mean by DC value? When we are concerned with some DC value, so DC value is basically the average value of a signal, you can say. For voltage it is voltage, for current it is current, but DC value means the average value. Okay, now if I want to calculate the DC value of this voltage waveform, so that means we have to calculate the average value of V0. Now what is the average value of V0 here? Anybody?
1 by t 0 to t v d dt.
Okay, so
Sir,
that
Vd
means,
into T on by T.
so Vd into T on time, it is having the voltage, rest of the time it is giving 0, and that is divided by the total time period T. So that is the average voltage, because only you have the area under this curve only. In the whole time period, you have the area only under this curve, and rest of the time it is giving the area 0. By this area calculation only, we can find out the average power, average voltage, isn't it? So that means we can write Vd into T on
Du-
by T. Clear? So sometimes we give a name of this ratio, which is T on by T.
du-
It is called the duty ratio. Duty ratio, or sometimes it's called the duty cycle. Okay, so that means D into Vd. So that means V0 average or DC voltage output is this. Now what is the range of this D? D is always less than or equal to 1. At most it can be the value of 1, because if T1 is equals to T, then D becomes 1. Otherwise it is always less than 1. Okay, so duty cycle or duty ratio is always less than 1. So from that we can conclude that here the output average voltage will be always less than equals to the input voltage Vd. Clear? So that means here for this converter always we will get a step down voltage. So therefore the name of this converter, this DC-DC converter or this DC-DC chopper is called the step down chopper. Clear? Is the point clear? Now the question is, if I don't need this type of pulsating DC, now if the frequency is very high, then we cannot visualize this pulsation, because you know that our eyes has some limitation of visualizing a frequency. If it is faster than 1/10 of a second, we cannot visualize the thing. If this pulsation, if this frequency is 50 Hz also, we cannot visualize this pulsation of DC. And in most of the devices, this is damped out by the device characteristic itself. In most of the devices, this pulsation is damped out by the device characteristic itself. But still, if we want to give a almost ripple-free DC, because here we are getting the ripples, voltage, at some point the voltage is getting 0. But if we want a ripple-free DC, then what do you have to employ here? Do you have any?
Inductor.
What is our common practice of reducing this ripple? Is a filter. If you can use a
Capacitor.
filter, okay, so if you can use a filter, we can eliminate this type of frequencies. Is that clear? If we have a proper design filter, then we can eliminate this. So for that, generally we use a low pass filter. What we use? We use a low pass LC filter, passive filter. Okay, so that means we can write to minimize the ripple, passive LC filter is used. Okay, and how it is used? Suppose we have this LC we have. Okay, so sorry. So before this resistance itself, we have to use this LC, because resistance is basically acting as a load. So that means we have to use this LC. And if we use L component for any device, we have to use some freewheeling diode. So this is the freewheeling diode, and that is the load resistance we have to connect at the end. So that is the load resistance, where across what you will get the output voltage V0. Okay. So this LC will act as a low pass filter. So here we have the input voltage VD. So this is the low pass filter. Okay. So FD is the freewheeling diode which is used to dissipate the energy of this inductor at the off state. So have you understood how this LC is acting as a low pass filter? Or should I explain it? Have you seen this type of LC filter?
Yes.
Where you have seen rectifier? Suppose you have input and output. So generally in S domain we write 1 by SC for this capacitor, isn't it? So what is the impedance of this circuit? R plus 1 by SC. Okay. Now what is the current? Current is VI by Z. And what is V0? V0 is the voltage across the capacitor. So that means 1 by SC into I. Or we can write I value we already know, that 1 by VI, VI by Z is the value of I. Another expression we write by substituting the value of Z, that is 1 by SC VI by R plus 1 by SC. Okay. So that means from this we can write V0 by VI equals to SC divided by SC into 1 plus RCS. So this will cancel out and we'll get 1 by 1 plus RC into S. Okay, so this is basically a first order system, and it is also considered as a low pass filter. And if we draw its frequency response, then we'll get this type of frequency response, where the cutoff frequency here, we can say the cutoff frequency is 1 by RC. So that is the cutoff frequency we get for this. Sorry, we have taken R always, so we should take L always, don't R. So we have mistaken this. So everywhere we have to take omega or SL. So you didn't point out this So this is not R. This is basically SL. So this is SL. So accordingly, you have to change all this. So this is SL, and if it is SL, then what will be this? This will be 1 by SC, and is what will be this? S square into LC. S square LC. So that means S square LC. And the cutoff frequency will be different. Cutoff frequency will be 1 by root LC. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
SL. So for RC also we'll get a similar low pass filter, but if we use LC, can you tell me what is the advantage we are getting? So by mistake I took resistance, though I have shown the inductance symbol, but I took resistance, and by that resistance also I am getting this the low pass filter only. But using LC, we are getting another low pass filter. Now, what is the difference? Obviously, the cutoff frequency is different. For RC circuit, it is 1 by RC, and for LC circuit, it is 1 by root over LC. Now, instead of that, what is the difference? Any idea? হুম? এই ডিফারেন্সটা কি হলো বলো?
So, smoothness of ripple component.
As far as the filter is constant, what we can say? So for RC circuit, we have seen that it gives 1 plus S RC in RC circuit, and in LC circuit it gives 1 by this. So both is basically a low pass
It
filter.
is a second order done.
Correct, it's a second order filter. Now what is the advantage of second order filter? The advantage
High
of
pass
second order filter
band
is this
attenuation.
roll off. So this is called the roll off. So here the roll off is 20 decibel per decade. So roll off is faster. Okay, for RC filter the roll off will be slower. So if we go for higher order filter, okay, so then we can get a faster roll off. So if we club those two LC, in sometimes we need multiple LC coupled together, which gives us higher order filters and provides better smoothing operation. Okay, clear? বোঝা গেল?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that is the objective of this LC filter, which is used as a. Now what is the need of this freewheeling diode? So that also we have to explain. Now can we explain what is the need of this freewheeling diode in the circuit? So as I told you,
So
this
to
freewheeling
provide the
বলো?
so to provide the alternating path for circulate the decaying current.
Actually, whenever we use some inductance, now here we have used an inductance as a filter, but sometimes the load itself contains some sort of inductance, because most of the load we use in our daily practice is basically an inductive load. Some inductance is there in the load. Okay, now whenever we use this inductive device or inductance in this type of converters having switches, so if suddenly the current through the inductor is interrupted, then what happens? The inductor doesn't allow the change in current. Inductor doesn't allow the change in current. So that means if there is a sudden jerk in the current, sudden change in the current suddenly tries to go down from a specific or a certain value to zero, then the didt it becomes very high, and that is multiplied by L. So that means this L didt value becomes very high, and that L didt value may exceed the specific rating of this device or switch. As I mentioned, every device has its own DIDT, DVDT rating or maximum allowable voltage rating. Okay, now if the LDIDT value exceeds the maximum limit of the device specification, then the device can be damaged. Okay, so that means when you are switching off, you have to remember, or you have to be concerned for the inductive current, the current which was flowing before switching through the inductance. So for that, here we have used this freewheeling diode. Now you just remember this polarity. Okay, so in normal operation, when the switch is closed, what about this freewheeling diode? What is the biasing condition? It will
Reverse
be
bias.
reverse bias. No, it will be reverse
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 bias.
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 Okay, because you see, if this is positive, this is negative, so automatically, so this will be positive, this will be negative, so this will be reverse biased. So that means when the switch is on, the FD is reverse biased. But when, so that means there is no current through the freewheeling diode, and current is flowing through the inductor to the load. That is the normal path. But if you make the switch on, if you make the switch off, that time, what about the freewheeling diode? Because you don't have the supply.
Forward
Against this,
bias.
why it will be forward bias? Because of this change in
So
polarity in the inductance itself. When inductance is carrying its normal current, the polarity is like this. Okay, but uh, when the current tries to change, so inductance itself induces an opposite polarity. So that means this becomes negative and this becomes positive. So that is how this freewheeling diode becomes forward biased. So that you have to understand. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the objective, or this is how the inductor, this freewheeling diode protects the devices. The devices when they are connected in the circuit with some inductor. Okay, so the duty ratio, the thing which we have to control the output voltage, isn't it? So we have seen that V0 equals to D into Vd. So that means here, to change this output voltage, we have to change the duty ratio. So how this duty ratio is controlled? Okay, so there are two different ways by the duty ratio can be controlled. Mainly the control which we apply for this duty ratio, because you have seen that duty ratio is nothing but T on by capital T. Okay, so a very common technique to control this is called the time ratio control. Time ratio control. Okay, in time ratio control we have two options. What are the two options? Either we can vary this T on, you can vary this T on, or you can vary the T, isn't it? So we have two options. Either we can vary this T on, that means the on time, or the width of the pulse which we are getting, because on time is basically width of this pulse. So this is the pulse width also, which is called the T on. So T on is basically the pulse width. So that means to control the T on is called the pulse width control. Okay, so pulse width control or pulse width modulation. Is that clear? So that means if we want to control this T on, we have to change the pulse width. That is the name of PWM, pulse width modulation. We have to modulate. We have to modulate the pulse width. By that we can control the duty cycle or duty ratio. So another option is that to control the T. Now T is nothing but, you can say that T is nothing but 1 by frequency. So that means if we change the T, the frequency will also change. So that means to change the time period or change the frequency is nothing but a frequency modulation. Clear? So by these two techniques, we can control the duty ratio or duty cycle. I am not going into the details because this I will discuss in the later classes, that how actually we implement this PWM control, because that will be required for other converters as well, like inverters and rectifiers. So for any kind of control, we need this duty ratio control by this pulse width modulation. Okay, another control which we can employ for this is called the current control. Okay, so this current limit control. Current limit control. So here what we do, we don't independently control the T on or T. Instead, what we do, we sense the current through the load. Accordingly, we take the controlling action. So this type of control is basically a closed loop control. Okay, that means we sense the current. Accordingly, we take the steps. Either we can control the time period or T, but that is based on the current. Okay, so that means let us draw this once again, the same circuit. Through this some current is flowing, suppose I0. So that means I0 must be sensed, and accordingly we have to take the controlling steps, controlling action. That means if the I0 is greater than a preset value, suppose I0 is greater than I max, then the current should decrease. Okay, so that means we don't allow the output current above this value, so current must be reduced. And if so, this is one logic, and another logic is if current is less than the minimum value, current must be increased. So this is how the controlling actions are taken. That means with time, if the current varies like this, so I will not allow the current above a certain threshold value, and below a certain threshold value, the above threshold value is I max, and the lower threshold value is the I mean. So this is the value of I0. Okay, so this type of control is called the current limit control. So these are the two techniques by which we actually control the duty ratio. Okay, so here also we are basically controlling the T on time, but that depends on the controlling action of varying T on depends on the current through the load. Okay, is the point clear? Any question do you have? So the second option, that the current limit control, is little bit complex compared to the first one. So generally we use the pulse width modulation control. Okay, so if you don't have any query, I will stop the share and then I will stop the recording.